You know what time it is. Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
Welcome to the Bit Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. Season 8 still going strong, people. If you haven't, make sure you go to the website, thebitscoopwithcoop.com, where you can catch episodes from Season 1 all the way to Season 8. Big shout outs to everybody that's watching on Facebook, facebook.com/The Bit Scoop with Coop. Also, everybody that's watching on Instagram, what's going on IGTV. You can catch that at Scoop with Coop. Also on YouTube, youtube.com. Just look up The Bit Scoop with Coop. Make sure you click like and subscribe also. Now, today's guest, this man is a director, producer, actor, been in the business for a very long time. Done a lot of different movies. El Coyote, Carolina's Calling, that's his newest movie. You got to make sure you check that out also. Great movie. Also, Dream Round. He's met a lot of people in the industry, from Burt Reynolds all the way up, that's actually helped him and guided him in some type of way to get where he's at today. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Saquella. Michael's been very busy. He's been doing a lot of movies, directing, producing, acting. But here's a clip right now of Carolina's Calling. After this clip, we will be talking to none other than Michael Saquella.
Ben, listen to me carefully, okay?
Yeah.
Plug it in right now. Go for it. It's safe. Trust me. We were supposed to do it at midnight, but I don't want to take out the whole entire northeastern power grid, so we're going to do it right now, okay?
I'm ready, boss.
This is gonna bankrupt us. All of us.
Can you just listen to me and hear me out, please? I'm sorry, but I think we're at the end of our road. I ran out of money.
You'll figure something out. You always do. Have you been to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach?
Funny you mention that, because I feel like the Carolina is calling me.
I don't believe I've seen you around here before.
Yeah, we actually just arrived from Cali.
Howdy. I've been expecting you for some time now.
Been expecting me.
Come on round back, I want to show you something.
Hey Bart, you want a beer?
Holy crap!
You know what Bob spelled backwards is? It's B-O-B. Bob.
Wait a second, he's an alien from another planet. He speaks redneck English, and you drink beer?
I know, you have the power source I need to get home.
So Charlie the Hick introduced me to a guy by the name of Bob. Now Bob, he's an alien from another planet.
Are you on vacation?
You know what would be really sweet is if you wouldn't mind having lunch with me tomorrow. When I was a little boy, I used to build the stuff. Most of the times, I blew things up. And then finally, I built the gem of all gems, my Blue Cube Radiotron.
Who's your new money man?
We ain't married anymore.
Back when the lab exploded, a strong blue beam shot out of the cube and hit Bob's spaceship. He needs my help.
I don't want you in my mess.
Your mess is my mess.
This works, and I get home, I'll owe you my life. You and Charlie are my best Earth friends, Martin Haas.
Welcome back to the Bit Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. And of course, like I said, we got the one and only Mr. Michael Saquella. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yes. And I apologize, everybody, how long it took. had technical difficulties on my side, but Michael was a sport and he stuck through it with me. And I'm gonna tell you something that he said to me off air, and I'm gonna repeat something Michael said to me. He said, quote unquote, an old fart like him can work the internet. I should be able to also. Basically, to tie it in all together. It was all my fault. Mike,
Okay, it's okay.
But besides all of that, how's your day going so far?
Crazy. We just did some reshoots on my last film the last couple of days, and we were up in the mountains, and I got back this morning, hustle and bustle and running around, but I'm here ready to go.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, Mike, you've done a lot in your career, and I was telling people that already. Now, a lot of people have seen you do a lot of stuff, dealing from the Blues Brothers admin all the way up. You can impersonate the crap out of anybody that comes in your way. I love it. Please keep that up. That's a skill that very few people actually have. Very few. So, but Michael, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just going to give you a little somebody. Oh, that wasn't me. Wait, whoa, who was that guy? Just kidding, but let's go on something else.
Disney, if you're watching this,
man.
you know what to do. You better hire this guy. Seriously.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, like I said, you've done a lot in your career, but let's start from the beginning. When did you first realize that you wanted to get into the movie industry as an actor, producer, director? When did you know it all tied together for you?
Well, I started as a baseball player. I was pretty good at ball. I went to Arizona State University to play ball. But when I was a kid in high school, I could ride a unicycle. Actually, I could still ride a unicycle today. So riding my unibike, and the drama coach and a girl that I knew grabbed me and said, "We need you." I go, "What for?" They said, "To be in our play." And I said, "Plays are for pussies." Excuse me, everybody, for saying that. But for some reason, I went into the theater and I saw these girls bending over and working out and getting ready and stretching, and they were all wearing leotards. And I said, "You know what? I'm sold. I'll audition for your play." So I read for the play. 3 days later, I got the lead. And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." So after 3-4 months of rehearsing, when the curtain opened up, that's when I knew I was for show business. The grease paint got in my veins, smell the roar of the crowd, and I was done. And then obviously, as I got older, I kept getting roles. And when I got on movie sets, you fall in love with it. No matter how long it takes to shoot a movie, it's magic. And I love making magic.
Wow. That is crazy. Now, Mike, when we heard about how you actually went in, you saw the people stretching, you nailed the roles, you got it. And then when you went to Hollywood now, or the movie industry, however you want to call it these days. Now, what hurdles did you go through to get to where you are today?
Well, once I decided to go to Los Angeles, and I lived in LA for 22 years, you don't get a career overnight. It takes a long time. The average actor takes about 7 years before he actually can make okay money, if he's good. For my obstacles were a car, money for food, paying the rent. I mean, getting an agent, nervous when you go on auditions and you couldn't get a role because even though you were good, but you would blow it because you couldn't see the script because you wear glasses, or you were too nervous, you were shaking, or, my obstacle is I'm not a leading man. I don't look like freaking Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? I look like freaking Danny DeVito, about a foot taller though. And so it's like, no, you're too short. Nope, you're too fat. No, you're too bald. So you got to go through all that. And the rejection's terrible, but I got over the rejection. I got money. I had to do some stuff. I got the car, I got the gasoline, I was able to eat, and I stuck with it, and eventually you hit.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching worldwide right now, I hope you're hearing Michael. Don't think you're going to move to Hollywood and sleep in your car for 3 days and think that you're going to jump in as main lead in a movie off top. You heard them. 7 years is the average. Guys, work on it. Work on your craft. Study your craft. You know what you need to do, guys. Make sure you continue. Take notes. Mike is throwing some gems out there. Now, Mike, when you did all of that and, you got your lead, did you have any mentors to help you out when you first started?
My second or third film, I met an actor, a great actor by the name of Jack Warden. Now, Jack Warden was a redhead, but I met him, he was going gray. Jack was in Heaven Can Wait with Warren Beatty. He was the coach in that movie. Jack was in the original 12 Angry Men. Nominated for a bunch of awards. He won a lot of awards. Well, we were doing a film called Used Cars with Kurt Russell and Jack Warden and some other great actors were in that. And he took me under his wing. He didn't have a son. And for some reason, he really liked me and he really helped me. He gave me advice. He told me what to do and what not to do. Bought me a brand new car. Brought me to LA and he got me 3 or 4 roles and small roles in some big pictures. But he helped me. He got me an agent. He saved me from dealing with the crap that a lot of actors have to deal with. Everything from sexual harassment to going broke or listening to crappy agents that don't get you any work but make you pay them. He saved me from all of that. That was my mentor back then.
Wow. Wow. And you know what? There's a lot of stories that's out there right now that went through the stuff that you're talking about. And if they're not calling it quits, they're not having the greatest day in the movie industry right now as we speak. That is good that somebody took you under your wing and they showed you the rights from the wrongs, the right ways from the wrong ways. And congratulations on that. That's something that many people is not able to get, Michael. Seriously, a lot of people are not able to get that. And, you came through and look at you now. I mean, you're doing big things.
I did have some, hang-ups and hookups with a gay casting director. Had me come to his house on the weekend and he tried to make love to me and promised me roles in a TV series. And thank God his phone rang and he had an emergency and I didn't have to, take one for the team. But I remember I was young and kind of cute. Now I'm old and ugly. But back then, when you're little and you're tiny and you're thin and, you got an old 70, 60, 70-year-old casting director that really likes young men. Yeah, woo. But I made it through it. Never again.
Yes. Now, Michael, do you think that that's still going on today as far as it goes for these directors? Do you think that still is in existence as big as it was back then?
I think it's still going on, but really small now because of the Me Too movement, because of the Weinsteins and what's the other actor's name? Can't think of his name right now. But because of the problem, everybody getting arrested or getting sued, I think it's changed big time, especially for the women. They're safe. It's the guys that are not safe.
Yep, that's so true. That's so true. And I hope everybody that's watching right now and just trying to get into the industry, be mindful, be thoughtful who you actually put in your team or in your circle, because you never know what these people's intentions are. You really don't. Be safe out there. That's the best way to put it. Be safe. Now, Michael, before we even talk about your new movie, there's another one that I want you to tell us about. Tell me about Dream Run.
Dream Run was a project that I really liked. It deals with life situation, deals with death. It deals with a lot of golf. Not too many good golf movies out there. And we were going to do the picture in 2007, and we were looking to get Morgan Freeman to play the main ghost in the picture. Fell apart. I always liked it. So I rewrote the script recently, and then I had a local writer help me rewrite it and co-produce it. And it's about a gentleman who could have been a major golfer, could have been a pro, but he decided to raise his family. He's a good person, raised a family. And his daughter, his son, and his wife were killed in a car crash on Christmas Eve. 15 years later, he's living in a trailer park in Arizona, and he could have been somebody. Now he's a bum smoking cigars, listening to golf every day, living in a little trailer. And a little neighbor, a little 10-year-old girl, is constantly pestering him every day on a little scooter, comes by, "Hi, Mr. Bona," drives him bananas. And then a ghost, a little girl, and a waitress get him to play golf again, get him to clean up, get him to shave, get him out there. Even though he's overweight, whatever, he starts playing again. But he can't beat the course pro played by Richard Grieco. So something happens with the waitress. He hasn't been with anybody in all these years. Well, when they finally have that wonderful night, the love interest happens. The next day he wakes up, he's cooking breakfast, he's singing, he's a different person. Goes to the golf course and he annihilates Richard Grieco, kills the course pro, makes the pre-qualifier and gets into the Open. I can tell you what happens. But I love golf. And I played a lot of golf and I really tried. I played in some pro-ams and got close, but I never made it. I wanted to, try some pre-qualifiers, but I just couldn't beat. These guys are great. Well, I tried, and it was my dream. So since you can't do it in the real world, I did it in the movie business. That's what Dream Round's about.
Wow. Now, how can everybody watch this movie?
Dream Round is being released in 63 countries worldwide November 10th. It opens everywhere, everywhere, Amazon Prime, YouTube, well, not YouTube, Redbox, digital, iTunes, what's that game everybody, Xbox, PlayStation, Google Play, you name it, Best Buy, Walmart, Target. You can buy it, you can rent it. It opens November of this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go watch Dream Round. You want to catch this. If you're a serious golfer or even a fan of golf or you're a fan of good movies, make sure you do go check this movie out. There's no excuse for you not to watch it because Michael just named 10 million different spots that this movie is dropping at. You make sure you go get it. You have to do that. You have to. I don't care if you're renting it, stream it, buying it. Make sure you go see it. Now, Michael, let's talk about it because, you know, you was recently close to my area. You was a state away from me. You was down in South Carolina. Yeah. Now, this movie, before I even get into it, I saw the trailer of the movie, Michael. And yes, I did. And I have to tell you straight up, and ladies and gentlemen, I know you want to know what I'm talking about. You're about to find out in 1 minute. This movie seems extremely interesting, and I wish you would have been released this movie. This seems really good. The alien looking like a country hick. I mean, this is crazy. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, it is actually called Carolina's Calling. It's actually based out of South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. But you know what? I'm not going to tell this story. Michael, tell everybody around the world right now about Carolina's Calling. How did you actually think of this? How does it become a brainchild? And how did it actually make it on screen?
We got a couple hours. Hey, it's my humor. So I'm a space buff. You know, I can't tell you how many times I laid on my car, laid in the dirt watching stars, go to the mountains so that I would be closer to the Milky Way, whatever. Always had fantasy of aliens, meeting an alien or going somewhere. Getting old now, I don't know if I'm going to make it. But so, and I met some gentlemen, some guys that were like Tesla kind of guys. They were doing energy, and they came up with these little packs out of sand. They could actually make energy cheaper than real energy, and with a little bit of electricity, they were able to get these new energy packs going. So I came up with the idea of continuous energy. What if I could get continuous? What if I could come up with something where it just keeps spinning and spinning and never stops? The battery would never run out of juice. You would never have to use fossil fuel again. So that's how it started. And I combined the alien with that idea, and I said, wow. So the concept or the script was that two partners develop continuous energy. One partner is anxious, the other one is more conservative. The smarter one stuck in traffic, and the other one, I play him, it's like a cameo. He decides to test the new product. It's called the Blue Cube Radiatron, kind of like the Tesseract in the Avengers.
Okay.
So he goes to test it, he blows himself up in the lab tech. So everybody blows up, and the beam goes up into space. And there's an alien snooping around our satellites because, you know, we don't know why until the end of the movie, but the beam hits him and destroys his ship. He crash lands in South Carolina, outside of Myrtle Beach. It's 5 years later, and they finally developed a partner who's alive, Martin Haas, played by Antonio Sabato Jr. He finally develops it based on some metals he gets out of South Africa. They fly it in, and it, you know, it's got the doping rate. It's able to, the conduit for the electricity. Well, anyways, it works. So he goes to these big conventions and talks to Mobil Oil and all the oil companies, and he can't get millions of dollars because that little cube can run 10,000 square feet home. One the size of a Volkswagen can run 50,000 square feet home. So if this comes out, they're out of business. There's no more oil companies, no more energy companies. So they basically shut him down. But while he's doing that, he's getting signals in his head. He's hearing, come to Carolina, come to South Carolina. He sees billboards, he sees articles. When he goes to get the metal, they're on the boards, the light boards at the airport. When this all crashes and burns, he also has dreams, and he keeps opening up a door to some barn in the middle in Carolina, but he doesn't know where it is, and there's nobody there. Finally, he tells his daughter, we're going to pack up, we're moving to Carolina. She doesn't want to go, but she goes. As soon as they get to Carolina, she falls in love with Jacob Hopkins. He's the voice on one of the Disney cartoons. He's also an actor on the Goldberg. Great job. They're trying to make him the next Leonardo DiCaprio. So the daughter is a local actress out of Arizona that we brought that I like, and her name is Savannah Moss. So they fall in love. Martin Haas finds a love interest as he's rebuilding his life, and it's played by Stacey Dash from Clueless. Yep. Unbelievable actress. When the first time she cried, our hair in the back of our neck, I mean, that was like, you couldn't believe. She made everybody cry. So he ends up going out for a drive. He sees the barn that's been his dream. He opens up the door, and there's an old hick. How you doing, Martin Haas? We've been waiting for you. So they take him out and bring him to the barn. He meets Bob. Bob's an 8-foot-tall alien from outer space, and he talks like a hick because he's been living with a hick for 5 years, and he loves drinking beer. So every time you hear him, he goes, I love beer. Hey, Martin Haas, you want a beer? You know how I spell my name forward and backward? B-O-B, can never get it wrong. Anyway, so he's funny, and you fall in love with our alien, he's eating, and he's drinking, and he's hysterical. So over the second half of the movie, they're trying to get this thing together by using old ship parts and American or Earth parts and putting it all together. They're building a teleportation system to send them back home, which should only take about 7.5 seconds to get them home if they could get it built, but they don't have enough power. That's where the cube comes in that he built. So the cube is going to generate the power they need to send this guy home. Yeah, everybody happily ever after. And, I'm not going to tell you the ending, but it's a real fun picture, and you saw the trailer.
Yep. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot tell me that's a movie that you want to skip by. And I'm telling you guys, this is funny because, Mike, you're from Arizona, correct?
Originally New York, then California, then Arizona, but I've been living in Arizona for quite a while.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to get back to what I was about to say. Now, do a lot of people on the West Coast see South Carolina the way you put it in the movie? Do you think that a lot of people see it in that type of manner?
Okay, but real quick, I forgot to mention my writer before I answer that question. I hope you don't mind. Okay. Dawn of our I brought her in. She used to write for a company in California. She helped me rewrite it. Just want to give her credit. Okay, that question is, I grew up in New York, and we went to either South Carolina, Myrtle Beach for spring break, or we went to Miami, Fort Lauderdale back then. Mm-hmm. So I fell in love with Myrtle Beach. It was a lot closer to stop there and get a suntan than it was to go way down the bottom of Florida. I fell in love with it. And then I met girls there. When you're a kid, you fall in love. So I made it look great. I want everybody on the West Coast to say, well, I'm going to Carolina. Whether it's North or South Carolina, you guys got beautiful beaches, beautiful trees, beautiful red sand, unbelievable place. And the air is, the only thing is in the wintertime, it gets a little cold, but it's a gorgeous place. I would love to have a second home there, or a third or a fourth home.
Wow. And the reason why sorry. No, I was going to say the reason why I asked that question because since I was a child up to now, a lot of people see South Carolina, North Carolina, like further down south, Alabama, Mississippi. They think that everything kind of ties in together as far as it goes for the environment to live and how things are actually done. Yes, North Carolina, South Carolina is a little bit slower. Then, of course, your Californias, your Las Vegas, your Arizonas, New Yorks, But I'm glad that you put it the way you put it because these two states are beautiful states. They really are. And a lot of people from retirement to middle age to young do try to move down this way. And we don't really get a lot of chances at movies getting produced and directed down here like we used to. So the reason I'm asking that question because I'm glad you brought this movie down to South Carolina. It was in the Carolinas, and I hope others come down, to shoot more movies. So I want to say congratulations on you for choosing South Carolina to bring it down.
One more thing about that is that out here, that North Carolina seems to be a little more on the intelligence side, a little more sophisticated. South Carolina is more of the South, right. A little bit slow. That's how they look at you.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Good, because I always wanted that question. I've heard people in the past, but I'm glad that you actually cleared that up. Ladies and gentlemen, no. Michael, how can they see this movie when it's time for it to release? How can they see it?
Right now, we're looking and we're hoping for Thanksgiving Day release, working with a major. I'm not going to mention the name in Los Angeles right now, but if it works, 1,000 screens across the country, all the major cities, you'll have it over there too. It definitely gets theaters, but we're trying for Thanksgiving. If it don't make Thanksgiving, it'll probably be February.
Nice, nice. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you do stay in contact. Follow Michael. You want to make sure you do not miss this movie when it releases. This is something that you can take your family to, or even if it's a date, if you want a good laugh with a little sci-fi mix to it, make sure you check this out. Make sure you do. Now, Michael, is there any other movies or projects that you're working on that you would like to talk about for your fans to know about?
So I just got cast in a new series or a pilot called Friday Night in Queens. It's about 4 Italian guys shooting in Los Angeles for New York. We're supposed to be doing it in October. I'm one of the guys. How you doing? Forget about it. You know, one of those guys. You know what I'm talking about. I'm playing one of those guys. And as far as me, I'm working on a project called Mike Logan Returns, and a spin-off prequel on my El Coyote movie, which is kind of behind me a little bit. We did a movie. It was in theaters in October of 19. We got some interest to do like a Prime or a Netflix kind of a series before everybody gets whacked in this movie when I'm in the witness protection. But Mike Logan is something I wrote and I love, and it's like my love, and it's just a retired detective that's got to basically save the world. And it's a spin-off into a super cop hero movie. You've seen the Avengers. We've seen the Justice League. We've seen all these great movies. But what about all the great cops in America, right? Let's think about the diehards and the Mel Gibsons and the Tom Cruises and the Will Smith and all these guys and The Rock. They all played big cops. But what if Mike Logan meets him as he's going through life, as he's saving everybody out of the cartels, and he bumps into Tom Cruise because he jumped on the wrong plane. It's a Mission Impossible plane. Or he's in New York City and he's at the gun range and he bumps into the Bruce Willis character. Or he's in Los Angeles picking up something that he needs for Texas and he bumps into Will Smith. I mean, it just goes on and all these different characters, and he meets them all, but only for 1 minute each. And at the very end of the movie, they get a phone call from the only guy they trust in the federal government that says, listen, I need detectives. I need cops that protected their towns, protected their cities, love their state, because everybody's crooked at the federal level. We can't trust anybody. I need you guys. And they're going to say, well, what for? And they go, but we're listening. And he says, because of COVID and because of the wall that Trump's building, their business has been cut 90%. So the cartel has joined with the Taliban, and they're in America. And that's how it ends. And then the sequel, which we registered and we copywrote, is called The Boys Are Back in Town. And you got all these cops are together, have a meeting in D.C., and now they're going to save America, just like the superheroes, but they're going to do what they did best in their movies, whether it was kung fu, karate chops, shooting guns, sharpshooting, the long guns, whatever it is, these guys are going to do it to take down the bad guys. It's called The Boys Are Back in Town. Wrote it. We gave some money to an attorney in Los Angeles to try to get rights from the studios and the characters. We've got 2 big names that looks like they're going to go into it of the 5 or 6 biggies. If we pull them off, the others will come. It's just like in Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. If they come in. So that'll be the Logan picture, and then we're going to do that one next after that. That's what I'm working on.
Good gosh, man. Michael, I don't think you'll get any sleep for the rest of 2020. I mean,
well,
you're going to... Man, Mike, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody make sure, once again, you follow Michael, because you don't want to miss none of this. I'm ready to see that one myself. That's going to be good. Now, Michael, I keep telling people to follow you. How can everybody follow you on social media to keep up with what you're doing and when you're going to be releasing?
You're back. You kind of went away there for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Well, first they got to go outside. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First they got to go outside at night and they got to look for Mars. When they see, no, I'm just kidding. Go to IMDb, look Michael Saquella, Michael. Saquella, Saquella, and you can follow me on imdb.com or the Michael Saquella actor on Facebook, my first and last name, an actor after it, or even my personal Michael Saquella on Facebook or Instagram. I'm everywhere, and I post a lot of stuff. Even when we're producing movies or directing, I will definitely post for auditions. So if you wanted to come to audition, we're filming everywhere, not just here. The next one we're doing in Texas. So maybe you can drive. Yeah.
Anything's possible. If you're trying to get into the industry, trust me, they will come. Like you said, Field of Dreams, they will come. Yeah.
Looks don't matter. Talent, you know what I mean? Whatever you got. If you got something good, I'll put you in.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be surprised if you see me in one of Michael Saquella's movies. Hey, I haven't been in a movie in a couple of years, so I think it's about time for me to make a return. So it might happen. You never know. You got to watch and see. That's right. Now, Michael, I know you're a busy guy, so I'm not going to hold you up much longer. But what advice would you give any male or female that wants to become an actor, actress, producer, director up in the movie industry?
First, it was said to me, so I'm going to pass it on to them. When I was a kid, I broke into a movie set. The movie was called Lucky Lady with Burt Reynolds, Gene and Eliza Minnelli. Great movie back in 72 or 73. Somehow I was able to get in there, and he goes, "You want an autograph?" Burt said, "You want an autograph?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, "I just want to know how to make it. How do I make it in show business? I want to be you." And he hadn't hit the Bandit movies yet. He was on his way. And he said to me, "You got to follow the stars. You got to reach for the stars, son." And I'm like, "Huh?" And you look up the sky, and you're like, "How do you?" Just like the folks out there right now listening, they're like, "How do I make?" You reach for the stars, but he says you got to harness that feeling. I got to go, "What feeling? I can't get to the stars. I don't even have a spaceship." You know, you got to. What I'm saying is that he explained to me that you got to find something that you really love. You want to make it in show business, but what do you love in the real world that's tangible, that's touchable? And I said, "Oh, I know. I'm going to get my driver's license." I was a kid. And he goes, "Well, you know how bad you want your license?" "Oh, I want it real bad, sir." Well, take that feeling and harness that. And it worked. And then I remember every time you get down on your luck and you feel lousy or you want to quit, you got to grab that feeling that you had. Someone you love, your pet dog or cat, or something you did, or a ride you were on at Disney World, whatever it is that gave you that adrenaline, that gave you that drive. You got to harness that drive. And don't ever quit. Don't give up. And the best thing is don't listen to people's negativity. Don't let them put you down, because everybody's a critic. Everybody's got a freaking answer. "Oh, you suck," or "You're not tall enough. You're never going to make it." And they hurt you. They're bullying you, even though you don't think so, but it is. They're basically bringing you down. They're making you feel terrible. So what we do is you got to block it out. Find a support team. You know, the best part is if your family's behind you, because it's really hard to make it if your mom and dad don't believe in you. If they're telling you to be a scientist, or "I want you to teach school," or "You're going to be a mathematician for NASA," you know, then you want to be an actress, they get depressed. So I had the same problem. My parents didn't. My dad wanted me to play baseball, which I did make it, but I didn't make it all the way. But I got to play for a little bit of money. And my mom wanted me to be a bone specialist, a doctor. But I didn't do either one. And they weren't behind me until they saw me in showbiz. When they finally saw me in a national commercial and they saw me in a movie, they went, "Oh my God." And then they changed. But you need support. You need your family behind you. Make sure there's somebody behind you to push you. Never quit, and don't listen to the negativity, because it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter. There's a part for everybody, whether you're only 2 foot tall or you're 100 feet tall, whether you're 6 feet wide or you're a little bit skinny guy, whether you got pimples on your face. Doesn't matter. There's so many roles out there. Don't quit. Believe in yourself and freaking go for it. And go to New York or go to LA. You can't make it in Keokuk, Iowa, or Tucumcari, New Mexico. You got to go somewhere where you can make it.
Wow. All
right.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're taking notes, because Michael just spoke the truth on that. Good gosh, Michael. Now, I think you just got everybody hyped up. I know you did. Now, if you're hyped up, once again, you follow Michael Saquella. You make sure when you see him start posting for casting, remember what he just said. You go back and watch this episode again. You get out there. He said there's a spot for everybody. You make sure that you bring your A game and see what happens for you. Now, Michael, the last part of the show, the last segment, is called Take the Floor. So you have up to 2 minutes to say whatever you want to say. No questions asked. It's all on you, Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Saquella is about to take the floor. Take the floor.
I lost you there for a second, like an airplane went over. You kind of cut out. How many minutes did you say?
You have up to 2 minutes to say whatever you want to say that's on your mind. No questions asked. Take the floor.
I'm so tired of the politics. No, whatever I want to talk about. I'm looking for movie ideas. I'm looking for new projects. I'm casting for a new series pretty soon. Stay tuned, pay attention, watch the Facebook page, go to IMDb, check it out. You never know when I can put you in a project. I don't care where you live. If you're great, we're going to put you in. As far as I'm concerned, I like to entertain. I like to do movies. I act, I produce, I direct. I also do a Blues Brothers show, and I also do my own blues show. I have my old acting name was Michael Paloma in the New York Blues. I don't use it anymore, but my CD, you know, I have some great originals. If you go to YouTube, Michael Saquella on YouTube, and look at my blues music videos, they're not like the big boys, but they're fun. Got Sugar Daddy and Cell Block Number 9. They're fun. Vegas Showgirls in them. Love singing, love entertaining, love doing a Blues Brothers show. I actually got to meet John Belushi's widow, Judy Belushi. We had a great meeting at the Carlisle Hotel in New York City. I liked her a lot. She gave me her blessings to impersonate her late husband. Yeah, I got to meet Burt Reynolds. I wanted to meet him when I was a kid. I met him when I was 15. I saw him again in 1985. I kept telling him I want to work with him, and I didn't forget about him. We became great friends. His son Quentin tried to date my daughter Samantha. We were doing all kinds of stuff together. We went to a bunch of Minnesota Viking games together. I got to work with Phyllis Diller, Charles Durning, Robert Loggia. I got to work with Mr. C. Hey, Tom Boston. I mean, I worked with Jodie Foster and I were kids together in the project. I just can't tell you. I was best friends with the Karate Kid, but not the Ralph Macchio, the guy that got a beat. Billy Zabka, the blonde kid. Now he's got Cobra Kai on TV. I mean, there's a lot of people. My writer that I got now, we're writing great stuff together. I mentioned Don earlier. We're writing some great stuff. Got some great ideas. I surround myself with some great people. And maybe there's people out there on your program, watching your program, that someday we all can work together. And it doesn't matter if we make millions or we make pennies. At least we can create good entertainment. It could be funny. It could be dirty. It could be crazy. It could be action, whatever it is. As long as it's not porn, not me. You know, I don't mean to bring it up, but, you know, I'm not into the political thing. But, you know, I got lucky. I've been able to survive my whole life doing the entertainment business, acting, producing. And at one point in my life, I was making more money doing a blues show than I was as an actor. So, again, I say don't quit, don't give up, follow your dream and do it. Whether it's acting, singing, dancing, being you know, running for president. Running for, you know, Congress, whatever it is, just do it. Don't worry about what people think. You're going to make it. Just like Martin McFly said. Marty McFly, his son, Michael J. Fox, told his father, who told him later, put your mind to it. You really can do it, son. You know, and so if you put your mind to it, just go do it. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be on this wonderful show. This Coop, the Scoop is amazing. Thank you, Scoop. Poop.
Thank you. Thank you. Man, Michael, I would love to have you back on in the future, especially when the rest of the movies come out. We got to have you back on again to discuss more. We definitely do. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, make sure you do go follow Michael. Check out all his movies. Follow him on social media so you will know when he actually releases his new movies. Casting calls. You're trying to get into the acting business. He's trying to get you in. You know what to do. Cast. That's all you can do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, next guest coming on. I'm not going to announce who it is, but it's going to be soon. We will have Michael back on the show again in the future. Make sure you do go check out all of the movies that he's releasing. You need a good laugh. You need a good cry. You need a good movie to watch. He's bringing it. All right, Michael, thank you very much. And until next time on The Big Scoop with Coop.